What is going on, everybody? Happy Tuesday. It is another episode of the Still Conspiracy. Um, Adelia, we're a couple weeks away from Christmas, man. It just seems like
I
this year
know.
has gone by so quick.
I know it's 23 days till Christmas. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's right around the corner, which means playoffs are right around the corner, which means
Yep.
almost the end of football season. And then basketball season kicks in, and then we're back to the MLB. It's already just the year's just gone by too damn quick.
Yeah, and then I also got the Premier League season that I'm following that is about to go into hate craziness because the holiday weeks are always crazy with that because they just keep playing a bunch of games. And then hockey's going on too, so there's just way too much sports going on. Way too much.
Too much sports right now. But
Too much sports to keep up with.
yes, for sure. But we are here to keep you up to date on the Steelers, the Broncos, and some NFL talk, and some other sports talk when it comes up. Uh,
Yeah.
Hope everyone's having a great day. Appreciate you being here. If you're listening on Spotify or if you're watching a replay, we appreciate you. Hope you had a great Thanksgiving. Hope you had a wonderful day today. Thank you for being here. And before we get started, Adelia, let a people. Oh, I cannot talk today. Adelia, let the people know where they can find all the links and all the information to follow us and help support the channel.
You can go to patreon.com/LGR_network or ko-fi.com/LGR_network if you'd like to contribute monetarily to the channel. All the money we make goes right back into the channel and making it look better and better production and all that good stuff. Um, we also have Cash App and Venmo. Uh, it's all on the website, letsgetreadynetwork.com. The website's not updated. I've been very busy the last 2 months and haven't got the website updated, but that will be updated soon. I know I say that every week, but it really will be.
Yeah, definitely will be, but she has been busy and she deserves a little bit of a break. But we will get back on it and we start a new year. God, it's already gonna be 2026, Adelia.
I know.
I know that we graduated around the same time. I think you are 2000, I'm 2001, right?
I'm 2000, yeah.
Yeah, and I was 2001. Wasn't that just yesterday?
I saw this meme not that long ago that said like the 1970s are 30 years ago and the 1990s were like 10 years ago and 2021 was an hour ago and that's what it feels like. I mean, that's really what it feels like.
It really does. It really does. And it's just crazy. It's just wild.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, a long time ago, a long time ago, the Steelers hired a certain coach named Mike Tomlin to take over for Bill Cowher, and it has been a most definitely bumpy ride over time.
Mhm.
Tomlin has been to two Super Bowls, won one, um, has won many of the AFC North championships, have been to the conference championships, has had a decent career in Pittsburgh, but we this game from which felt so weird being on the West Coast because the game was like at 1 o'clock my time, but it looked like it
Mhm.
was like 7 o'clock at night in
Yeah.
Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
um, Steelers just got absolutely ran over by the Buffalo Bills. Literally, James Cook with 144 yards, with the total, I believe, 262 yards total by the Bills rushing. Um,
Yeah, they just ran you guys into the ground.
Yes, yes. Thank you, dealer. Thank you for reminding me. Yeah, no, they did. They ran us
Sorry.
into. It's
Sorry.
okay. It's okay. No. They did run us into the ground. It looked promising. We scored a touchdown. We got an
Mhm.
interception on Josh Allen, and we're like, all right, cool. Defense is looking good.
Mhm.
Um, we're getting stops, and then it just went downhill from there. Um, Defense just could not stop the run. Josh Allen only threw for 123 yards, but Ray Davis had 62 yards. James Cook had 144. Allen had 38. Um, it just, you know, you look at this Bills offense, they had no receivers. They had, Keon Coleman only had 9 yards. You know, Shakir uh, only had one reception for 5 yards. Like,
Mhm.
this is a game the Steelers had to have, and just look horrible. And like it says right here in the during the game, I believe in the fourth quarter, there started to be a chance of fire Tomlin. Um, Now Tomlin has come out and talked about it, and he said if you are in the business, you understand that, and I respect it. I share frustrations. I understand what makes this thing go, and winning is what makes this thing go. Tomlin has always been praised. They haven't, going back for a while, have not had a losing season,
Mhm.
but it's always felt kind of weird. We don't have a losing season, but we don't make the playoffs, or we don't have a losing season. We make it to the wild card, and we lose. He hasn't had a playoff win, I think, since 2018.
I'll look it up.
I think it's 2018. Might be 2017. I think it was against the Kansas City Chiefs, if I'm not mistaken. Um, it has just been
It was January 15th, 2017. They beat
2017.
the
Okay,
Chiefs in the divisional
yeah,
round.
yeah, 2017. So that's almost 8 years. You haven't had a
Yeah.
playoff win, and we've seen with the recent landscape
Hey,
of
Jeremy.
the NFL. I mean, without a playoff win, you're usually fired in a couple of years.
Yeah.
And we talked about it last week with Ferris. The Steelers just don't fire their head coaches, which is fine. But
Yeah.
at some point, a change needs to be made. Um, I won't say this has been a disaster of a season because there wasn't a lot of expectation. Because it's weird because with the Steelers, it's like there's not a lot of expectation. Then they make it to the playoffs, and
Mhm.
so then it's like it's weird where it's like
Yeah.
there's no
I-
expectation, but then there is. But this year
It's
has
like
been like
it's like they
really
do just enough to sort of placate the fans and think, okay, we might do something here, and then they lose in the playoffs.
yeah. Well, I mean, the thing is though is you made all these signings, and we talked about it last week, and you said a high paid defense doesn't make you a great defense,
Yeah.
but the last couple years it felt like we were right there, like we could have
Mhm.
gone farther in the playoffs, and we made all these signings. You signed Darius
Yeah.
Slay, who today said that he didn't want to play anymore for the Steelers, and they decided to part mutual ways. You trade for DK Metcalf, give him a big contract. You trade away George Pickens. You sign Aaron Rodgers. Like, you do all these things. You bring it. You trade Minka Fitzpatrick, and you give guys contracts, and then that defense doesn't show up.
Yeah.
Just nothing. We talked about at the beginning of the year, Cam Hayward. He was saying,
Mhm.
"Oh, I need my money. I need my money." They give him the money. What has he done? Over there talking to Josh Allen instead of playing his game.
Yeah.
TJ Watt paid. What has he done? This is a guy that was supposed to be the one of the best defensive edges there is. Talked about how he was, the best. You know, hasn't done anything. Miles Garrett, Michael Parsons have been playing great. You haven't heard anything from TJ Watt. You know, Cam Hayward. We have a lot of young guys there, so it's understandable. We bring in Patrick Queen. Hasn't really done much. Hasn't really played out. You bring in Ramsey. I think Ramsey has been a bright spot on the defense. You bring all these guys in, and the defense is just not playing well. Again, is it a scheme? Is it a coaching thing? Is it a player thing? Don't know. The one thing I do know is I have rarely ever seen a Steeler request their release from the
Mhm.
team,
Yeah.
and under Mike Tomlin, and this is the first time I've seen it through Darius Slay, um, and that's concerning because is that a coaching thing? Is that a roster thing? Is that a player thing? Is it a scheme thing? What made him decide? Because he wanted to sign here. What him made him decide now that, I don't want to play here anymore. Um,
Yeah.
that's a
That's
coach needing.
concerning.
That's very concerning, and a coach needs to look deep inside the team and figure out what is going on. We have the Ravens this week. LBHT, Rogue Pod, Yolanda, Coach Evans. You know, they're all going to be talking smack this whole week. Um, I personally don't know what's going to happen because both teams are bad. You know, Raven fans will tell you, "Oh, we're going to go to the Super Bowl." They're not even close. Um, they've not looked good at all. You know, and they have a weak schedule, so that's helped them recently.
Yeah.
But I don't think in the playoffs they'll do anything. But the Steelers, I said in that stretch of games, if they didn't do well, this was going to turn out bad, and it's turning out bad because you have now the Ravens. Sorry, I got to go to the thing. You have the Ravens coming up. You have the Dolphins. You have the Lions, the Browns, the Ravens. So there's a possibility of you going 2-4, and you end up 8-10, or is it one? Uh, because we're 6-6, one, two. Sorry, 8-9. You end up going eight
Yeah.
and nine. Or there's a possibility of you going 9-8, which isn't really much better.
Right.
This division does not look great as previously thought of. Um, yeah, I just don't. You know, I don't think Mike Tomlin should be fired. I do think though next year we should move on and find a new coach. I definitely think the defensive coach needs to be fired, and I like him fired as soon as possible, sooner than later. I don't mind him getting fired during the season, but next year we definitely need to go in a new direction. And I think Arthur Smith needs to be let go. You know, a lot of people warned me he's not that good of a coordinator. His system is really not that great, and you're seeing it. You know,
Well, I think if Tomlin goes, all of them go.
yes,
I
they
think you
clean
get a
house.
whole new coaching staff in with a new head coach. We sort of talked about this a little bit last week. Uh, I think there comes a point when a coach has been the coach of the organization for so long, even if the player turnover has been a lot, that just the message doesn't get through anymore. And I kind of wonder if the Steelers are there with Tomlin. Like, they all respect Tomlin, but he might not know how to get his message through to this generation of players. Even with Aaron Rodgers being there and you know some of the veterans being there, there's a lot of really young players on the Steelers. And you got to talk to the younger players a little differently sometimes than you do to the veterans that are, you know, have heard it all at this point and just are there to get things done. And I just wonder if a lot of the younger players are just not responding to what Tomlin is giving them. And Tomlin sets the tone for the whole coaching staff. So they're not responding to Arthur Smith or the defensive coaches or anything the same way that they might if they had, you know, a different coach in there. I mean, there you see this all the time sometimes in other sports where it's like, okay, that team's got a lot of potential, but they just need a change of the head coach or the manager or whatever it happens to be in the sport. And then they make that change, and then the next season they're much better. And I just wonder if that's what the Steelers are needing here.
Well, I 100% agree with you. You are absolutely right about that. But I also think there's another layer to this when it comes to the Steelers, and that is um, the the um, the legacy of the Steelers.
Yeah.
Um,
I don't think they
you,
should fire Tomlin either. Let me just put that out there. I don't think they should fire Tomlin. But I do think they need to have a conversation with him about mutually parting ways after this season.
yeah, um, the legacy of the Steelers, and it's kind of skewed
Mhm.
because you have the dominance of the '70s. They really didn't do anything in the '80s. Then you had the '90s with Cower, where they were competitive, but they didn't
Mhm.
do much. Like they got to one Super Bowl. Then you had the 2000, the 2000s where they were competitive. Then you had the Ben Roethlisberger years where he got to a Super Bowl as rookie, or he got when 15 won his rookie year, lost to Tom Brady, went to the Super Bowl next year, won, had some off years. They hire Tomlin. They go back to a Super Bowl, win. Then they go to another Super Bowl, they lose, and then they kind of were in this like stuck in this like they're really good, but then they come to the playoffs and they just shit the bed.
Yeah.
The legacy of the Steelers, I think, I think fans over exaggerate the legacy of the Steelers because they're Patrick Queen, a current player. You had a former player. I forgot his name. If I forgot what his name was, Trixon or something like that. Um, I forgot what his name was. I'll have to look it up again. But he had tweeted out, saying, Patrick Queen, the experiment of Patrick Queen is over,
Mhm. Yeah, I
and
saw that.
it should be Trey X Essence ESSEX Trey
Essex.
XX. Um,
Essex.
I will not say it again because I'm gonna say it wrong.
Okay.
But he talks about how he goes, simply put, Patrick Queen experience over. He's not James Ferrier. He's not Timmons. He's not Shazier. He doesn't. The problem with that is
Mhm.
James Ferrier was a good player in a good system. That system didn't do much in the playoffs. If we're being whole honest, yes, they were able to beat the Ravens and they get to the Super Bowl and they get 377 yards hung up on them by Kurt Warner, who at that time was on his last leg.
Yeah.
Okay, um, they could never beat Tom Brady. They beat Peyton once, and it took the kicker of Indianapolis missing a field goal. They
Yeah.
broke Carson Palmer's leg, so that's why they beat the Bengals.
Mhm.
Um, they could, for some reason, couldn't beat the Jaguars. Don't know how that happened every time.
The
Um,
Jaguars are so weird.
right, and so it's a little exaggerated because they were a great defense, but come playoffs, they just didn't do anything. Then you had the
Mhm.
years. I saw the post by a Steelers fan that said it was a picture of Big Ben, Le'Veon Bell, and Antonio Brown. Oh, take me to this time when we were happy. Well, we weren't winning with them, even
Yeah.
when we had them. Were we a good team in the regular season? Absolutely. Then we would play the Patriots, and the offense would disappear.
Yeah.
You know, and so with this team, I believe, like you said, some the message might not be getting to the players, but also to the legacy of the Steelers is over exaggerated, and it puts a lot of pressure on players. Because
Yes.
you have to be like the steel curtain. Oh, you got to be, and it's like,
It's the
well,
same. It's the same with my Broncos and the Orange Crush defense. I totally get it.
yeah. And so at some point, you have to move on.
Mhm.
You know, and the Steelers just haven't done that. The biggest thing I had with them is when we knew Big Ben was time was coming up, you should have been preparing yourself to try to find another franchise quarterback. You had opportunities. Now we're stuck with Mason Rudolph. We brought in Aaron Rodgers, and we have Will Howard. I think Will Howard is going to be a good player. We don't know,
Yeah.
but you could have had other players to
Yeah,
be able.
I've wondered for a long time why Pittsburgh didn't better set themselves up for when Roethlisberger retired.
I mean, because he kind of handcuffed him because he wanted his money, and I've always said Steelers for some reason put Ben on this pedestal, so they did everything he wanted instead of being an organization that said no, we're going to do what's best for the team. If you
Yeah.
don't want to be here, then go. And he's a legend for the Steelers, but they always catered to him, and
Mhm.
it's cost the team down the road.
Yeah.
I think I think you're right. I think Tomlin next year they should just mutually part ways, find another coach, get younger as far as the coaching, and try to change the culture. Because right now, when you have fans booing and chanting "Fire Mike Tomlin," it's
It's
bad.
still so crazy to me, yeah.
Yeah, it's really bad. And then now you have players. Darius Slay, I don't want to play for the Steelers anymore.
Mhm.
Mutual part ways. Um, they today claim Adam Thielen off waivers. That seems like a
I
desperation
don't know
move.
what that's gonna do to help you guys.
Yeah, and it's funny because
Adam Thielen, who's on his last legs for the last couple weeks of his final season, like, how is that gonna help?
and I put it in the LBHT Discord. I You have Steeler fans out here going, "Yay, we got our number one, we got our number two wide receiver." Oh,
Hmm.
really? That guy you think is going to be the number two wide receiver? Hold on, I got to take a drink. My mouth's dry.
Okay. I just looked this up because I was curious. Mike Tomlin was hired to be the Steelers head coach on January 27th, 2007. He's been there for almost 20 years.
Hmm. Yeah, he's been there. He's been there
I
longer
yeah,
than my kids have been alive.
yeah. I also want to say I don't think that Mike Tomlin is a bad coach, and I don't think this reflects that Mike Tomlin is a bad coach with the way that the Steelers are right now. I just think that there becomes a time when the message gets stale in an organization from the head coach, and you just have to make a change.
Yeah,
I mean,
no, totally agree.
Tomlin has had a coaching career that a lot of other coaches would really love to have.
And probably would never get. And probably would
Yeah,
never get.
probably would
And
never get.
and the thing is I hate when the Steeler fans bring up Cower, and do this whole, Cower, Cower wouldn't put up with this. Well, Cower wasn't doing much. He wasn't winning. People forget the year that they won the Super Bowl.
Hmm.
Without that run, he finishes under 500 in the playoffs. This is a man that had six AFC championship games. He was in six AFC championship games, and
Hmm.
he's going to finish under 500 in the playoffs. Not good. Then they went on that run. He finished over 500 and won a Super Bowl.
Yeah,
Cowher wasn't the greatest coach to ever walk the halls of the Steelers building. He just
yeah.
wasn't. Was he a good coach? Absolutely. Just like Tomlin, good coach. But they, I think that the mystique has always followed from the '70s of the Steelers, and we
Hmm.
always try to, um, how can I say it? We always try to like imprint that onto every Steeler team,
Yeah.
and it's not going to happen. We're never going to get the '70s Steelers ever again.
No.
This is not going to happen, and I think teams, or fans of this team, need to realize that.
Hmm.
The years that we had Big Ben, Le'Veon Bell, Antonio Brown, great years, but again, playoffs come, and again, might be a reflection of the coach,
Yeah.
and so at some point you have to move on. If you had a kid back in 2007, they are now officially an adult in 2025 in the Tom era. Well, Jeremy, I had a kid in 2002, so yes, my kid he's
Well, no, I
23
think
now.
he's just saying it's been 18 years. So,
No, 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 no. I know that, but I'm saying I had my son
yeah.
in 2002. He is now
Yeah.
23. Crazy that, and
Yeah.
Tom has been there pretty much my son's entire life.
Yeah. I don't know if this is up to date or not, but I find this interesting. I pulled up the Wikipedia pages for Tomlin and Cower, and again, it's Wikipedia. We don't know if it's accurate. But their winning percentages are very similar.
Yes.
So Tomlin's won 62.7% of his regular season games. Cower won 62.3%. Tomlin's won 42.1% of his postseason games. Cower won 57.1%. And their career as a head coach, Tomlin's at 61.5% and Cower's 61.9%.
Yeah, they're very close,
Very, very close.
yeah, and you always see like these little on like Facebook and stuff. You'll see like these graphics of like I saw one today of Mike McCarthy and Mike Tomlin,
Hmm.
and pretty much the exact same. I think there was like a little bit difference in a couple of categories, but they're pretty much the exact same thing. And Mike McCarthy's been fired what, once or twice, or because he Packers and now he's a Cow.
Packers,
Now he's a Cow.
Cowboys.
Yeah. Tomlin's still with the Steelers. And
Yeah.
again, and like Ferris has talked about many a times, we've heard, about the Andy Reid and things like that. You just sometimes you have to move on,
You have to move
and
on, yeah.
I think it's time to move on and just
What's
re
up,
up.
Alex?
What's up, Alex? Um, and you just have to re up,
Yeah.
and you just have to, because when fans are, and again, fans shouldn't, like, I hate when fans dictate something, but we see.
I don't think the fans would are dictating this though. This isn't down to the fans. It's
I
another
don't.
season
Yeah,
without an established franchise starting quarterback. You can't call Aaron Rodgers that. He's a legend in the NFL, but he's like
he shouldn't even been
40.
start. Honestly, he shouldn't even been starting this week.
Exactly. He's not your franchise quarterback. Um you've got this high-paid defense that shows up when they feel like it, and when they don't, they don't. Like, there's a lot of pieces on this team that if you change one or two things, I think the team could be really good. But part of that is like these older coaches that have been in roles for years and years, unwillingness to adapt to the changes in the game, I think hurts them too.
Yeah, and then you bring
And
in a coordinator like Arthur Smith, who
yeah,
hasn't had a great reputation, hasn't had a lot of success, and it's showing right now.
yeah,
It's showing really bad, and it's just you're using four tight ends.
yeah.
You know,
I
like, what are
mean,
we doing?
just to bring up my Broncos for a second, look at what they did. They traded for Russell Wilson. They thought this was going to be the big answer after Peyton Manning retired, and we had this never-ending carousel of quarterbacks that were not great at all. John Elway cannot draft quarterbacks, and so we trade for Russell Wilson, and it's going to be amazing. And then his first season was with Nathaniel Hackett, and Nathaniel Hackett was terrible as a head coach. Good coordinator, terrible as a head coach. So we fired him, and they hired Sean Payton. And Sean Payton was like, "You're never going to win with Russell Wilson." To the point that they released Russell Wilson. He's still the biggest cap hit on the Broncos this year.
Mhm.
And they, were like, "Okay, we're not going to be great this year. We're not. But we're going to get a high enough draft pick to get a franchise quarterback." And look at them now.
Yeah,
Like, imagine what they're going to be able to do once they can actually sign somebody with that $32 million Russell Wilson is still keeping on the cap this year. Like, you have to be willing to change and adapt. And I will say, if this was still the Bolins owning the team and not the team that bought it from Pat Bolin's kids after he died, that might not have happened. They tried something with the Russell Wilson trade, didn't work. And they said, "Okay, we'll cut our losses." Like, I don't think Pat Bolin does that. I think Pat Bolin was loyal to players and coaches and things. And sometimes that's the problem with having these owners that have owned the team for a very, very long time and coaches that have been there for a very, very long time. And it's like, you have to do what's best for your franchise. And sometimes what's best for your franchise is sitting down your friend who's been the coach for 18 years and saying, "We have to make a change."
exactly, exactly,
Yeah.
100% agree. Well, speaking of your Broncos, I brought up. I don't know why I brought that up.
Yeah.
They had a game against the Commanders, which we thought was going to be a very easy game for y'all.
Oh my God. That final drive in regulation pissed me off so much. I was on mute because I didn't want you guys in voice chat to hear me screaming at my computer. And it was so awful. The prevent defense when there was no need to play prevent defense. So here's a long pass down the field, and here's another long pass down the field. And we only won that game in overtime because Nick Benito blocked a 2-point conversion attempt. Like, what on earth was the defense doing at the end of that game? Like, I think Vance Joseph has been very good as our defensive coordinator this year. I think he'll probably get some looks as a head coach next year. I don't know if he'll get a job, but he'll get some looks. But what the hell was that? They should have won that game much easier than they did.
Yeah, for sure. Um, yeah, we thought it was this game was going to be easy. Uh,
Look, Marcus Mariota is a very good backup quarterback in the NFL.
yeah,
At this stage in his career, very good. But I've go ahead, Shook. Um I I have heard people on seen people on Twitter say this is the worst 10-2 team ever, and I think that's a little much. Just because you win close games doesn't make you bad. It means that you're very good at adapting to to the end of a game and finding a way to win. I don't think that makes you bad. Would I be happier if it was like 40 to 12 every week? Yes, but that's not the way the Broncos are this year. I'm just happy we can win close games again. And Jay saying Broncos have been confusing just like the Panthers. I don't know if they've been confusing so much as it's just the offense just there's issues with the offense. The defense has been playing very well except for that entire last drive for the Commanders in regulation and then overtime. Um because by the time they got to overtime, they were exhausted from having played the last drive for the Commanders in regulation the way that they did. Um I don't think they're an awful team. I don't think that they're frauds at 10-2. I think they've worked really hard to win these games and they've deserved the wins. Maybe some of these teams have completely collapsed against them, but oftentimes it's been Bo Nix, them taking like the handcuffs off and saying just go for it. And they need to do that more often in the games. They need to have him not throw as much. Like RJ Harvey proved in this game against the Commanders, he's going to be a great running back for us. He scored 2 touchdowns in this game. Like I just I don't understand some of the calls they make sometimes. Like Sean Payton there's been a problem all year with Sean Payton taking too long to get the play call into Bo Nix. And then some of the defensive calls, like I said, at the end of the Commanders game just drove me insane. Like, what were we doing? But we're 10-2. I don't think we're frauds. We have an interesting last 5. Is it 5 games left? Yeah, 5 games left. Interesting last 5 games left. We've got the Raiders in
win.
Vegas this weekend. It'll be a win, I think. But that first game, the offense just was not working at all. And it was 10-7, and it was a horrible game. So I'm hoping it's at least a better game this weekend. Then we have the Packers at home, which will be a good game. And
To kind of measure where you're at.
to measure where we're at, yeah. Because quite frankly, a lot of the teams that we've played this year have not been great. Like, we've played the Chiefs, but look at the Chiefs. They're not great. We've played the Chargers. We lost to the Chargers. They're not great. Now Justin Herbert's hurt. We play them January 4th, our last game of the season, in Denver. Like, I think that we play the Chiefs on Christmas Day. That game is in Kansas City. It's probably going to ruin my entire Christmas because I just don't know how that's going to go. And we've got the Jaguars 4 days before that. Like, it's an interesting end to the season after a schedule that has not been necessarily all that difficult. It's just that the offense not clicking
Hello.
because of the play calling issues and all of that. You are not muted, Suge.
And the janitor closed it and he's gone.
I'm gonna mute him.
But
Suge was not muted, so I just muted him. The offense has just been like, it's been pedestrian at times, and I don't think it's Bo Nix's fault. I just think they don't let him do what he does in the fourth quarter because they're afraid to take the handcuffs off and just let him do it. We've seen he can do it. He's done it so many times this year. Just let him do it from the beginning. And I think they kind of did that a little bit against the Commanders. Yeah, the Commanders, no Jaden Daniels. They've got a bunch of injury issues. Like, not great. they're having not a great season, but you saw in the first 3 quarters of that game how the Broncos offense could deal with a team like that, and then the defense just completely shit the bed on the last drive of the game and got it to overtime. Like, I don't know. I just I don't know. Want to say hi to Jose in the chat. And Jeremy saying that Treylon Burks' one-handed catch is when I knew this was more of a game and not going to be a blowout. That was a phenomenal catch. Phenomenal. Uh, Chiefs had the same narrative last year. It's all a matter of if the Broncos can adapt in the playoffs and not get exposed. I agree with that. Like, so many people are like, oh, Super Bowl. They could win the Super Bowl. And who knows? The NFL's been, pardon my language, fucking weird this year. Like, look at the teams that are in positions that they are, that nobody thought would be in those positions. So the Bears are the number 1 seed in the NFC right now. What? So I just think it's really weird, the NFL this season. And I need people who are saying the Broncos could win the Super Bowl to remember that, like, Bo Nix's second year. This is like he's played 1 playoff game ever. Like, I'm not expecting a Super Bowl here, is what I'm saying. Now, if they get into the playoffs and they things start clicking and they ride some luck, maybe. Jay saying slight glimpses of the 2015 Broncos. I think the Broncos defense can carry, but they need to offense aid a tad bit more. Exactly. I just don't think it's going to happen this year, but I think they're in a good position for years to come. They've got a really good, like, surrounding team around Bo Nix, and the defense is phenomenal. Usually, except for when Vance Joseph decides we're going to play prevent defense against Marcus Mariota on the last drive of a game. That didn't work. Don't do that again. Sorry, I'm
Yeah.
ranting.
Well, you're fine. You are fine. So yeah, you go into next week. You're playing the Raiders. I think that's going to be a win. Packers is going to be a tough game. Uh, it can go either way. Jaguars, I think you'll win that one. Chiefs, that's going to really. I think you
Like
should
I
get
said,
that win.
it's going to either be a wonderful Christmas present,
Or the
or
worst.
it's going to
Or
be a
coal.
horrible Christmas.
It's going to be coal in your stocking, possibly.
Look, I
Um,
will just say this. We hadn't beaten the Chiefs in so long. And since Sean Payton became the head coach of the Broncos, we are 1 blocked extra field goal away from being 4-1 against the Chiefs. It's crazy. I don't think that's going to last. I think the Chiefs are going to want revenge for that game that just happened in Denver. And who knows? But the Chiefs have been all over the place this year, so I can't say we don't have a chance.
that's very true. Some other games that happened this weekend that were interesting. Obviously, the Bengals beating the hell out of the Ravens. Um, the Bears beating the Eagles.
Mm-hmm.
Texans beating the Colts.
This
Um,
has been such a weird year in the NFL.
yeah.
It just
Um,
has.
the 49ers beating the Browns was not weird, but what's coming out
No.
of it is kind of funny. Or not funny.
Yeah, you're gonna have to tell me about this because I have no idea what you're
Well,
talking about.
there was a few things that happened. So we'll start off with your former wide receiver Jerry Judy.
Drama
Um,
queen.
um, I gotta look it up exactly.
I will say one thing. I loved Jerry Judy when he played for us, but I'm really glad he's not on my team anymore.
Um, so there was like a heated exchange on the sideline.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Jerry and there was a situation with Steve Smith uh,
Yeah.
senior, right? His name is
Mm-hmm.
senior. Steve Smith Sr. Saying that he was, that the Broncos had wasted a pick on him. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Jag. There you go. Just an average. What is it? Just an average.
Guy.
I
Something.
think it's.
I
I
don't
think it's
know.
like just an average guy or something. Um, yeah. What? Yeah. Panthers beating the Rams was kind of weird. Interesting. But the Jerry Judy thing. He did exchange with Shador. Shador is a rookie. You're a veteran. Why are you getting mad at a rookie? You kind of gotta.
Because he's Jerry Judy, and this is what he does.
Yeah, and a lot of people were calling him out. And saying that Shador is being more poised than Jerry Judy. Uh, you should be helping him, not you know, kind of kicking your quarterback, your rookie quarterback, while he's down.
Mm-hmm.
So that was one situation. The other situation involving uh, the internet and social media. Dylan
That's
Gabriel's
always a bad thing.
Yeah, so Dylan Gabriel's girlfriend. I think it was a TikTok possibly.
Okay.
Um, did a TikTok
Mm-hmm.
of a get ready with me for the Browns game and posted a video that says Browns lost. What's new? Fans get called out. Fans call her out for, saying, "Well,
Yeah.
you didn't do this when Dylan was playing." Um, and I think it's a little stretched for people to say, "Well, she's being racist." I don't think you criticizing a quarterback is racist, but
No. No.
you know,
Now, if she had brought up his race in the criticism,
yeah,
maybe.
yeah,
But just
exactly,
criticizing a quarterback is not racist, in my
yeah.
opinion.
And she didn't really even criticize it, but they're pointing out well, like how the behaviors, the different behaviors, when
Mm-hmm.
her boyfriend was playing to how now Shador's playing, how she's acting. But then a person commented and saying, saying these things, the way you're acting, da da da, and she responded with, "Actually, everyone in the building wants Dylan Gabriel to play, but you wouldn't know that because you've never played in the NFL or been a coach." She put couch, like me. She misspells things, but she put coach. So that is kind of putting information out there that's kind of privileged to you. A lot of people, it's called pillow talk, where you lay with your significant other and you complain about your job,
Mm-hmm.
and talk about your job and everything.
Yeah.
And obviously, that usually doesn't affect your job because your girlfriend doesn't go talk to your coworkers. But in this
Mm-hmm.
case, the NFL, social media, putting this thing out. So a lot of people are very upset with her, and a lot of people are like, because since Shador got drafted, people kind of pointed out that the Browns have kind of undercut him, not letting him get reps with the first team. Um,
I
not
mean, no backup gets reps with the first team.
Yeah, but I mean, but preseason they sometimes do, and it's
Preseason,
supposedly,
yeah,
but
but
supposedly he did get reps. I'm not really sure, but a lot of people are just pointing things out.
yeah,
Um, and we know that Shador. A lot of people feel that because he slipped in the draft, it was a not I won't say
collusion.
conspiracy, collusion, situation,
Yeah,
and that the Browns are kind of undercutting him again, even though he's a starter. They're kind of undercutting him.
yeah.
Social media is just the worst to go complain about anything. 'Cause-
Social media is just the worst. You can just end that sentence there and be done with
yeah.
it. Um,
But a lot of people are like, there should be causes that family members, because we've had this situation before. Baker Mayfield with Odell Beckham and his father saying stuff. We've
mhm.
had other, significant others, come out on social media saying things, and it's not productive. But at the same
No,
time, like, that's just life where people complain to the significant other about their job. It's just now we have
yeah.
social media, and because
We
a
have social
lot of
media and we have podcasts. Like I've noticed a trend that there's a lot of NFL players' wives with podcasts now, and I just don't think that's necessary.
what's a because you know what, Adelia, it's a brand now.
I
You
know it's
have
a
a
brand.
brand. You have
We
a
have a
brand now.
brand, yeah.
So
Everything's a
now,
brand.
but now you have to capitalize off it. You got to make money off of it.
Yeah.
Because there are, there's prenups. There's things like that. So if you can get your brand out on social media, do podcasting, let me tell you something. I just learned this. There's an influencer that I watch, and I think we need to get rid of the word influencer. because that's creating a lot of issues too.
Yeah.
But
I
there's
will
a
I
person.
will say though there are differences between creators and influencers. Influencers are
Yes.
more in it just for the money, but yeah.
Well, because tangent. Someone was pointing out that these influencers were talking about a bagel place in LA, and so someone went there to check it out, and it was like an hour wait for bagels, hour wait for
Yeah.
bagels, and they
Yeah.
weren't that good. And
Mhm.
because this person said they were good, who has 3 point something million followers,
A lot of
people
people went and
go,
tried them.
yeah,
Yeah.
and and they say they're not good, but they're getting paid for it,
Yep.
and so
Yep.
but there's like an influence. There's a guy. His name is Noe. He's a bus driver
Mhm.
for kids, and he does the bus driving during the summer. And he goes on a lot of field trips, things like that. He started doing content creating. Now he goes. His thing is because his thing was is when he would take the kids, he has to wait for the kids, so he would go where they would go. So like if it
Mhm.
was Disneyland, Knoxbury Farm, wherever, and he would blog himself eating some of the food there.
Yeah.
Now his thing is he goes on solo dates, like where he'll go. He's like, it's late night. I'm hungry, so I'm gonna go to this restaurant that I heard about, and he
Yeah.
blogs it, things like that, or Sunday brunch, or things like that,
Mhm.
and he uses Groupon. It's real funny. He'll walk in and say, I have a Groupon for this place for $50 voucher, and I paid $20 for it, or whatever, $35.
Yeah.
And so like he'll order, but and the guy, I don't even know how he eats this stuff. He eats like so much food and never spills it on himself and never gets full. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But he was talking in an interview. They said, "How much did you used to make?" And he's like, "Well, when I was doing bus driving, I think after taxes, I was making like $4,200. That's not bad." Adelia, he's making
For what?
bus driving
A week, a month,
a month, a month, a month, a month.
yeah.
You know, Adelia, he's making $40,000 now a month off
Yeah.
of just TikTok influence.
Yeah.
So NFL wives see things like that and they go and a lot of these there's a lot of agencies that reach out to them and say,
Yeah.
"Hey, you want to make some good money? Let's get you on a podcast. Let's get you on TikTok and da da da." So they get followers, and then and a lot of women that like sports start, they follow
Yeah.
these what because
Yeah.
they
I understand why like they have followings. I just think that it's and like Jeremy says it happened in college too with Travis Hunter's girlfriend after he won the Heisman. Um it's just there's too much of making people into celebrities when they're just supposed to be not supposed to be, but they're just don't really have that much to contribute. I feel like some of them are great. Like I like Kylie Kelsey a lot. She has a podcast, but like Jason's retired now. So I'm okay with it. Like if she was out there talking about Jason and the games and everything every week while he was playing, I would find that very annoying as a fan.
mm,
Cuz like I don't need to hear your perspective on it. First off, you're biased. Second off, um I don't know how well you actually know the game because come on, let's be real, a lot of these women don't grow up learning the game the way that their husbands or boyfriends do. And I just don't understand why this has become a thing. That's all.
I mean it's the age we're in now. It's
I
a
know.
we
Like
we we
like
know
who am
people
I to
we
talk?
know yeah,
But like
yeah.
seriously, who are we to talk? I don't know shit about how to play football or formations or routes or anything. I just watch as a fan. But I think there's a place for just watching as a fan. And but when you're that close to it and like you have inside information, it's really hard not to let it slip.
Hmm. Exactly. I think that's the difference because we're doing the same things they're doing. We were talking about it. We've never played the
I mean,
game.
come on,
We
Shug.
get
Let's be real. When we were covering the Schmodown,
the good old
sometimes
showdown.
people would say things to you of like, "Oh, this is a match result that's coming up."
Yeah.
Then you'd have to go do a show and not spoil the match result.
Yes, we got a lot of insider information on the
Yeah,
Schmodown stuff.
that could be very difficult at times.
Yeah, no, for sure. No, totally understand where you're coming from, and I
Yeah,
and I think it's a responsibility of the person that's close enough that they gotta refrain from saying certain things.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's just natural human instinct. You're going to protect this person
But
you're in a relationship with.
like the thing with Dylan Gabriel's girlfriend, I really have a problem with though, is because she's using this on social media in a conversation that's like a beef between the two of them that might not even actually exist in real life.
It exists now.
It exists now, I'm sure.
yeah.
But like this wasn't the situation when they got drafted. Like I still don't understand the Cleveland Browns and why they drafted Shador. It seemed like it was just like, well, someone's got to draft him by the point that he was drafted. But like the Browns' whole draft made no sense to me. I don't understand why, and this is back to the social media is the worst conversation, where it's just like, we're just going to argue over everything for the rest of our lives because somebody's going to go on Twitter and say, I don't like this. And somebody else is going to respond, well, I do like this. And they're going to argue about it until suddenly, like, there's thousands of people involved in the conversation. And then you start getting people who are actually doing the thing that they're arguing about chiming in. And it just, I hate it.
And then you have agendas. You have people that actually don't really believe what you're saying.
Yeah.
They just don't. They just want to be trolls and mess with people.
There are trolls. There are bots. There are like all kinds of stuff that will just pile in and argue on these random tweets that make no sense. And then like for the people that they're actually talking about, that can be really harmful.
Hmm.
And like this information, whether it's true or not, that the Browns would rather have Dylan Gabriel playing. And I don't think that saying that it's not true is necessarily right. I think they probably do rather wish Dylan Gabriel was playing because Shador hasn't been great. But Dylan Gabriel wasn't great either.
Yeah.
I know they're both rookies, and you got to give them time. Shador, I think, can be a good quarterback somewhere. I just don't know if he's ever going to be a starting quarterback in the NFL. Dylan Gabriel can be a good quarterback somewhere. I don't know if he's going to be a good starting quarterback in the NFL.
No. But then also you got to look the information where this is coming from. It's not coming from a sports writer.
It's
that
100% biased.
But not only that, if you are a Shador and a writer comes out and says this, I've gotten word that the Browns want Dylan Gabriel to play. Okay, it's upsetting.
That's different.
It's upsetting.
Yeah.
But you're like, okay, this is part of being an athlete.
An athlete.
But when your teammate's girlfriend comes out and says it, how would she know?
Yeah, how would she know?
Oh, so you're telling her something. So now that affects our relationship as teammates and is made it worse. So I think Cleveland is in a shit show right now.
Cleveland is always a shit show.
Yes, but more so now. I think they're going to move on from both quarterbacks, and now you just wasted 2 draft picks, or they're going to like, who do you keep? I don't know if I keep Dylan because he hasn't played well. Maybe you keep Shador, but it's a weird situation now.
It's a weird situation, especially with Shador, because it's like none of the other teams wanted him. So where does he go? Dylan Gabriel drafted much higher than Shador. Somebody wanted him. It was the Browns. Do they still want him? Like, there's so many questions. And then Jerry Jeudy, I have honestly forgotten what you said about Jerry Judy's part in this. He's just a drama queen, and he likes to cause drama.
He the week before against I believe it was against the Raiders, fumbled the ball, guy came, knocked it out. This week, I think Shador just missed a pass to him, and he got upset and was yelling at Shador, doing, things like that. And it's like, go ahead.
I don't say things like this often, but like when your reaction to not catching a pass in a football game, no matter what the football game is, when your team is god awful, is to berate the rookie that threw it at you, you need some help.
Agree. I do agree with that. I think that it's a bad look. The guy's new. He's a rookie. He's learning. And then instead of helping him, you go and yell at them. It's not a good look. And now
It's
you
not
have
a good
all
culture
no,
there in Cleveland, very
no,
clearly.
it's not. And this is what a lot of people. Well, my camera just freaked out. This is what a lot of people. Why is my camera freaking out?
I don't know. Turn your camera off and back on.
Okay, well, no, it's still what the heck.
No, still. Anyways, this is a problem with the modern NFL and social media and all of this and podcasts and all that good stuff. I don't get it. I don't like it. It's a problem in all sports. Um, like everything. I think
I think so. You know what
podcasts.
I think it is. You know what I think it is, Adelia.
What?
I think social media has peeled back the curtain a little too much on anything. You know, we are wrestling fans.
Mm-hmm.
When we see drama on Twitter, you know, with wrestling, it's because we would have never known this information back in the day.
Oh
You
yeah,
know,
yeah,
when
yeah.
you know
Never.
when there is an issue with an athlete, you don't get the full story until maybe they leave the team because they're trying to keep it under wraps. Whereas now, players, family members, writers just go on Twitter and just go, "This is what's happening." And like you
Yeah.
said, people don't take responsibility, look,
No.
do research, try to get the correct information. They just run with it, and
No one
and
takes responsibility.
mm,
No one cares about being accurate. No one cares
they just
about
want to
that
be
stuff anymore.
first. They
They just
want to
want
be
to be
first.
first and they want all the clicks because they make money off of it. It's a horrible system. Um and like look, we get on here every Tuesday and we ramble for an hour to an hour and a half about all kinds of sports stuff. Uh we don't get paid for this. We don't make any money off this. We're not monetized as a channel. Um so the only money we get is from people who say, "Hey, I like you guys," and they donate on our Patreon or our Ko-fi page, and we just invest that back into the channel. Like, would we love to have sponsors? Sure. Are we a ways away from that? Probably. But I do think once you start getting paid by outside people, and I don't mean the people that are patrons, um, but like companies and things to say specific things that maybe you don't agree with, but they're sending you a lot of money to do it. Or if you say this thing that you've heard but you don't know is true on Twitter or Instagram or whatever, and you can make a bunch of money from a lot of people liking it or watching it or whatever, I just think it ruins like everything about sports that makes sports fun. And like
Yes.
wrestling or football or the Premier League, it's a disaster sometimes. Like, especially on transfer deadline day, like when the players are moving and it's the last day of the window, like there's so much just like fake news out there that you have to follow very specific people to get the actual news. And I hate the term fake news, but that's what it is. It's people making up fake stuff just to try to be the first to report it. And I hate that shit.
Yeah, for sure. And that's the culture we live in now because before it's now clicks get you money. If you have enough people to follow you and you can get per click paid, you're gonna do what you got to do to get those clicks.
Yeah.
This is how it is now, and it's not the most wonderful thing.
Do you remember when like the biggest problem with this beginning of social media was if you made someone's top 10 friends list on MySpace and
Yeah,
all the
top eight. Yeah,
drama that caused? Like we have gotten so dumb as a society because of things like Twitter.
Twitter, Facebook, Instagram.
Facebook's a cesspool of stuff. My mother tells me things all the time that I have to then prove to her are not true because she read it on Facebook and she believes it. Like it's just awful.
And
It's an
Facebook was a
awful
place just to
situation.
just to talk to like your family members that lived in another state. You know,
Facebook
that's
started like you could only join Facebook if you were a college student, and now it's all of this,
yeah.
and it's awful. I hate all of it, honestly. Which is why I became a social media manager for a YouTube channel when COVID hit.
Ironic.
Ironic. I honestly, like to this day, Shook, I do not know what possessed me to say, "Hey guys, I'll send some tweets for you if you want."
Oh, yeah, I don't know why. What that? How that came up? I remember it though, clear as
I know
day,
you remember it. I know you remember it.
clear as
But
day. But that was out of nowhere, and you were like, "I'll do this, okay," and here we are now. All
yep, here we are now.
right,
Okay,
let's
let's
do
move
some
on to our
pickums.
predictions
Yes.
and get out of here because I am exhausted and I have a little back surgery procedure tomorrow.
Oh, is it
Let me take
tomorrow?
the banner down. Yeah, it's tomorrow.
Well, good
Take
luck
the
with
banner
that.
down.
Hopefully, it
Thank
goes
you.
well.
Dallas at Detroit on Thursday.
You know why is it Dallas? Like it looks, they look so good sometimes, and then they just are god awful. Um, I think it should be Detroit, but it wouldn't surprise me if it was Dallas. But I'm gonna take Detroit.
I want to just shout out Caleb for being a not delusional Dallas fan. Like they've improved throughout the course of the year a little bit, but like I've seen so many people on social media talking about what a cesspool it is, saying that Dallas is going to win the Super Bowl now, and I'm just like, um, no, just no. I think the Lions win that game.
Farrah saying it was destiny for us to annoy each other.
I mean, it was. I got my best friends out of it, but like, come on.
All right, move on to the next game.
Seattle at Atlanta.
I mean, Atlanta is just god awful, and Seattle for some reason looks great. I mean, like you said it last week, Minnesota is absolutely looking at Sam Darnold, going, "What the hell did we do?"
What did we do? Yeah. So I'll take Seattle in this one.
Seattle, definitely. Speaking of Cleveland,
Tennessee at Cleveland.
a tie.
This
I'm gonna eventually get one of these right, but a tie is what
I
I
don't think it's
think.
going to be a tie.
I think it's Cleveland.
Cleveland's got probably the better defense for sure. Um but you know what? I don't know what's going to be good for Shador this week, and if there's all this drama and Jerry Judy's being a little drama queen, I'm going to go Tennessee.
Okay, I'll go Cleveland.
Miles Garrett will wreck that Titans O line, probably, but sometimes you just got to call for an upset.
This is weird because it says the game's at 4:25, but we're in the 1 o'clock slot, so I don't know what's going on with this game.
Chicago at Green Bay. Did they flex it? Maybe flex something else to the 1 o'clock spot. I don't know. Chicago at Green Bay should be a really good game. It's at Green Bay. Who are you going for?
I'm gonna take Chicago. I think Green Bay's still missing their tight end, who
Yeah,
torched us.
he tore his
So
ACL, I think.
yeah, so I think Chicago's gonna win this game.
I'll go Chicago too. They've been good. Jay saying he needs Shador to be petty and clap in Judy's face when he drops another pass.
I don't know if that's gonna happen.
I don't
But,
think that's gonna happen, but I'm down for it if it does.
Tucker Craft, yes, thank you.
Yeah, Tucker Craft, yeah. Washington at Minnesota. Jaden Daniels might be back for this game, I heard.
Could you think of two of the most disappointing teams this year that we thought were going to be great, like Minnesota with you know uh,
I mean, I didn't think Minnesota was going to
Jefferson?
be great this year.
I thought Minnesota was being real great. I thought Minnesota with their defense, having Brian Flores and the weapons that they have.
I thought Minnesota's defense would be better this year, but you cannot bet on a rookie quarterback being outstanding, especially when they were injured for their whole
Kwame
season.
saying Daniel's coming back for what?
Yeah,
What?
I don't know. I just that's the thing they kept saying all throughout the Sunday night game against the Broncos last week on Sunday was Jaden Daniels might come back next week. Don't know
Shout out to
why.
Kwame. Shout out to Kwame. Thank you. Appreciate
Hey
you being
Kwame.
here. I'm gonna take Washington.
I'm gonna take Washington too. I just think they're a better team, and JJ McCarthy apparently is starting that game, and that's just a disaster waiting to happen for Minnesota. I think. Miami at the Jets. I'll take Miami and my old classmate.
Yeah, I'll take Miami. Jets finally got a win. Like who did they beat? They beat. I think it was a weird game. Did they beat somebody? Yeah, they beat the Falcons.
Jets have 3 wins.
Yeah, they beat the Falcons.
They beat the
So
Bengals. They beat the Falcons, and they beat the Browns. It's
Yeah,
not.
but I'm still gonna take Miami.
Yeah, Miami. Mike McDaniel, my old classmate from high school, actually has turned that team around a little bit more than I thought he was going to this year, especially after the Tyreek Hill injury. New Orleans at Tampa Bay.
Tampa Bay.
Yeah, Tampa should win that one. Ferris just realizing the Jets have more wins than the Giants.
Disappointing, Ferris. Disappointing.
Wow. Indianapolis at Jacksonville.
So this is a weird game because Indianapolis, like for some reason, versus like the Titans, just didn't look good, and Jacksonville's look meh.
Yeah. Daniel Jones has a broken fibula.
I think
that
it's a
he's
fractured.
playing through?
It's a fractured fibula.
Fractured fibula, whatever. As someone who has done that, I don't know how he's playing football, but that's just me. I'll take Jacksonville because I think that they're a little more stable, which is weird to say about Jacksonville.
I mean, Jacksonville's 8-4. They weren't looking good in the beginning, and now they're 8-4. So, I I want to go Indianapolis, but I just don't believe in them. So yeah, I'm gonna go Jacksonville.
Kwame asking if Anthony Richardson is still out.
Um,
That's a name I haven't heard all season, so
yeah,
I don't know.
I haven't heard. Yeah, Anthony's
Jeremy saying Anthony is the backup. Okay.
I haven't heard that.
Jay saying that picture of McDaniel pulling up on Bills fans after they beat the Bills was the turning point. Yeah, I think you're right about that.
Kwame says he heard himself stretching.
I mean that maybe.
So disrespectful. So disrespectful.
Yeah. Pittsburgh at Baltimore.
How do we get here, dude? Both of us are 6-6. Neither. I said on Twitter the other day. I said I hope the Bengals just win out and put us both out of our misery, just to spite Baltimore, but also spite Pittsburgh. I normally I just go with Pittsburgh because they are my team.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know, man. I don't know what the hell's gonna happen. I mean, if Baltimore's smart, they run Derrick Henry like 40 times because we can't stop the run.
Yeah.
Apparently. Because the O-line, I don't know if the O-line is going to protect Lamar, and but then again, TJ Watt hasn't done anything, So
Ferris saying Anthony Richards, didn't he get smacked myself with a training band? I think he means himself with a training band.
I don't know, Ferris, did he?
I don't know, Ferris. I literally Anthony Richardson is so irrelevant to me as a football fan that I just don't know.
Oh, he injured his eye with a rubber band. Jesus Christ.
Is that seriously what happened?
Put him in a bubble suit. Just put him in a bubble suit.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna go Pittsburgh.
Are you going with Suge?
I'm going with Pittsburgh, but I'm not confident.
Yeah.
Because it's in Baltimore.
I am picking Baltimore solely because it is in Baltimore. I just don't know how to judge this matchup at all.
It's weird. Well, you would have thought going into this game, you would be like, oh, both either one team's really bad and one team's really good, or they're both
He fractured his orbital bone with the stretching band. Holy shit!
Jesus, that's not good.
That's how hard do you have to hit yourself with a stretching band?
I mean, I've hit myself with my own hand a couple times.
I mean, I have too, pulling up the blanket and my hand slips and it goes right into my face, but
The worst, have you ever dropped your phone while you're scrolling through in bed and you just drop the phone on your face?
I have not done that.
I've done it a couple times. Let me tell you, it does not feel good.
No, there's some Denver at Vegas, I'll take my Broncos.
Yeah, I'm definitely taking the Broncos.
Cincinnati at Buffalo is an interesting one to me.
I'm going to take Cincinnati.
I don't know what to make of the Bills this year. I saw somebody say the Bills are going to win it all after the Pittsburgh game, and I was just like, where are you getting that from?
Yeah, I think Cincinnati's about to go on a run.
I could see Cincinnati winning this game. It's at Buffalo. Who knows what the weather's going to be like. But I feel like Joe Burrow, now that he's back, really wants to make a statement. with the little time he has to play this year because he missed most of the season. So I think I'm going to take Cincinnati too.
The Rams versus Arizona. God, the Rams. Really? You lose to the Panthers? The
I mean, the
Panthers?
Panthers have been very up and down this year, but they have had times when they've won some big games. So I'll take the Rams over Arizona though. Arizona's a disaster.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Rams too, but still, they lost to the Panthers. Disrespectful.
You're just saying that because of Brodney. Houston at Kansas City.
I mean, Kansas City should win this, but CJ Stroud got a little bit of his swagger back last week, so I'm gonna go Houston.
I am probably going to be wrong, but I am also going Houston because I hate Kansas City. And Philadelphia at the Chargers on Monday. I'm taking Philly because who knows what Justin Herbert's going to be like if he's able to play.
Yeah, if Herbert's not able to play, I think I'm gonna take Philly.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take Philly.
Jeremy saying Macaulay Culkin arrived just in time for December football. Is that about Joe Burrow?
Well, no, I was gonna say San Francisco's not playing. I don't know who's that about.
Kwame saying knock Kansas City out. Please do. I
Yeah,
would like the Chiefs
we're tired of
eliminated from playoff contention.
we're tired of Kansas City.
Yeah. Chargers and Eagles, also known as the Monsters Inc. game. Oh God, are they doing one of those this weekend? You cannot pay me enough money to watch a skin of an actual football game with like cutesy characters from a Disney movie or whatever, or SpongeBob or whatever the hell it is this week. Like the Simpsons game drove me nuts. Like you cannot pay me enough money to watch those games.
Yeah, it's very jarring. It's very jarring. So, yeah, that's our week 14 picks, and we'll see how we do next week. Adelia, I know we wanted to get out of here early, but I'm gonna keep
I
you here
know,
another hour.
but we ranted a bit about a bunch of stuff. So
Yeah, we did. But now I'm gonna keep you here another hour. No, we're gonna get out of here because we are both. It's a Tuesday already, and it feels like it just I don't know. This week sucks. I'm over it.
this week has lasted 576 years already.
This,
I can be, especially about the Kansas City Chiefs and about really things that I think are really stupid, like those games are. Jay saying the Toy Story version was trash. I didn't
you
see
know
the Toy
they're
Story version
you know
either.
they're you know they're coming out with the Toy Story 5.
Yeah, I heard that. I
Why?
stopped watching after Toy Story 3 because it was a perfect trilogy and then they had to keep doing it.
Why are
I've
we
never
doing this?
seen Toy Story 4, never going to see Toy Story 4. Those movies wrecked me. The 3 Toy Story movies, just based on when they came out and my place in life at the
Yeah.
time. And like, no. I don't need more of this. I don't need to be emotionally scarred again. So I'm not watching Toy Story 4 and I'm not watching Toy Story 5, sorry.
Yeah, I was like, what are we doing? What are we doing? I know you don't watch Stranger Things. That came out. People are
Mhm.
kind of upset about that, kind of happy about that. I watch it. And that's the thing that sucks too. I hate Bronny for this. I binged that whole show in like one night, like
Which show?
before Stranger Things when it came to
Oh,
the first
Stranger
half,
Things.
and now I got to wait till December 25th for the next second half.
Yeah, see, this is the thing. Like have brought up before. I decided a while back I will watch Stranger Things when it's all done.
Good idea. And I did the same thing with Cobra Kai where I watched it all in one day and I was like, well, now I gotta wait a month or a year or however long it takes for the damn thing to come out.
Yeah. Jay saying 1, 2, and 3 were perfect Toy Story. He's scared for Scary Movie 6
Yes,
and Rush Hour 4. Don't get me started on Rush Hour 4.
The Wayne's brothers got the rights back of Scary Movie and will be doing one.
Week to week releases is the way to go. I agree. I feel like there's more fun in week to week
Well,
releases
it
than to
just
binge.
gives you it just like what they're doing with it. I know you don't watch the show. Welcome to Derry. They release it every Sunday, and it's great because then you get the reactions and you watch it, and it's like okay, every Sunday, releasing it all at once, man. I killed Stranger Things in like one day, and I'm like now I'm like
Mm-hmm.
sitting here going like okay, well, what am I gonna watch?
Kwame, I would love for Hollywood to create something new, but it seems like everything is an adaptation of someone's book, which is fine, or a reboot or a remake, like
Or live action.
or a 17th sequel in the Fast and Furious franchise, or let's trot out Harrison Ford for another Indiana Jones movie, even though he's like 86 years old. Like, I don't get it. I don't get it.
It's movies become weird and but then you know what? Oh, God, we're going on a rant. But you know what,
We are
Adelia?
doing a rant show tonight, Shug. We have just
It feels like
ranted
it.
this whole show.
It feels like it. But then like people complain when they're doing Avengers Doomsday, and it's like it's a nothing we've seen, and people are already complaining about it. Did you hear
Here,
about the
here,
drama about? It's just weird.
here's my thing. Ferris says I once live tweeted a Cobra Kai drop and was yelled at for spoilers when I didn't spoil anything. Yeah, that's another thing. When the whole season comes out at once, you have to watch it when it comes out. Because if you don't, spoilers are on you, buddy. Like, people are allowed to talk. They're in talks of making a live adaptation of Hercules without Hades. Like, why? Yeah,
Oh,
that
without Hades? Oh no, don't
no,
even.
no.
Hades made that movie, the Disney one. If I'm assuming we're talking. Remember, The Rock did Hercules. Why? What are we doing? What are we doing?
The Rock doing anything. What are we doing? That's my.
Remember, he did Rampage. What's
I do
worse,
remember that.
Hercules, Rampage, or Tooth Fairy, or
Oh,
San Andreas, or
Tooth
San
Fairy.
Andreas?
Tooth Fairy. 100% Tooth Fairy is the worst.
Oh my god. HBO does a mix of both. I like that. Yeah, I mean, I don't mind it, but like, it just sometimes you want to like watch something and then like let it every week to week, and you watch it like again. I watched the whole thing in one day.
Yeah, Jay's right. We didn't learn from the live adaptation of Mulan without Mushu, the dragon. Like, come on. Kwame saying Kevin Hart will be in that somehow. Kevin Hart is in
Kevin Hart will be in it
everything.
sometimes.
The Rock is in. It feels like. I can't go a day without seeing Kevin Hart because he's in all these commercials and stuff now too. There's the Elf on a Shelf one he's got now. Have you seen that one?
No, I
Where
haven't.
Elf on a Shelf. They've
Yes.
made Kevin Hart the Elf on a Shelf, and he's like in different positions. He's in the shower saying, "I'm not watching you all the time," and stupid shit like that. I hate it. I hate it so much. Like, if you're gonna give me Christmas commercials, give me feel good ones, not more Kevin Hart. Jeremy saying Red 1 was pretty bad. I have heard that. Jay saying, why are we still doing Jumanji movies? I didn't even know there was a Jumanji 2. Now we're on 3. The Jumanji movies are actually good.
Really good, really good. And they tied it. They tied into the original. I
Yeah.
I'll push back on you. Those were actually really good.
The Jumanji movies are actually good. I will say
Yeah.
that. But I don't know that I need a third one.
I think it was already a third one. This because it was the
but I
original
mean a third one in the continuation.
of the Rock.
So a fourth one overall. They're doing a third one in the continuation. Yeah.
Oh wow! Well, that's a money grab. You have the Rock.
It is a money grab. Yeah, and it's all about fitting into the Rock's schedule now. And I'm over the Rock. I'm sorry. I'm just.
You know what? When I saw the Smashing Machine, I thought that was gonna be really good, and like because I thought it was gonna be like the Iron Claw because Iron Claw was really good.
Yeah.
But apparently it was well received by some people and not well received by others. So I may have to check it out, but it didn't make the money back. That cause they had to pay the Rock a lot of money. So
Yeah.
you know,
Um.
we should talk about that on our other channel, Adelia.
Yes. We usually talk entertainment stuff on the post credits channel. Go to the postcredits.com, subscribe over there. We'd really appreciate it. Coming up Thursday night on that channel, I am a massive Lord of the Rings fan. Like, massive Lord of the Rings fan. And during COVID, I told Ferris that he should watch the Lord of the Rings movies. He proceeded to do this by watching the theatrical versions 30 minutes at a time on his phone while at work. And this hurt my soul, Shug. Like, that's not how you watch Lord of the Rings. I know that's how people watch movies and stuff nowadays, but like, that's not how you watch Lord of the Rings. So I told Ferris that this December we are going to be watching the extended editions of
Oh, wow.
Lord of the Rings. So starting this Thursday, I don't know what time yet, we're going to watch the Fellowship of the Ring Extended Edition. Next Thursday, the Two Towers Extended Edition. And we are finishing it up the week before Christmas with Return of the King, the Extended Edition. It's a special Lord of the Rings Rewatchers Council series that we will be doing. And Ferris will see them properly now. I mean, I have not watched the theatrical versions since I walked out of the movie theater. It's only the extended editions, and I get to tell Ferris why while we do this. So
Did you ever watch the cartoon, the original?
I have not watched the cartoon ones because it's incomplete. They did like The Hobbit, and then they did like Fellowship of the Ring, and then they did Return of the King. There is no Two Towers in the animated ones. And like that's such a pivotal part of that.
Yeah.
I don't understand what Ralph Bakshi was doing. Ferris says he never should have said yes to this, but you did, so we're doing it. A little holiday watch along series from us. Join us and see if Ferris likes the movies as they are properly viewed.
Ferris's comment about the Iron Claw, he said, it made me sad. I called my brothers and told them how much I love them just for it to go straight to voice. Iron Claw is very sad. Iron Claw is very sad.
Iron Claw is so sad, and Ferris has told me about this, that I still haven't watched it. I don't need to be that sad.
It honestly, it's one. I'll say this about the movie. It's one of the best pull the rug from under you movies, because you're like, oh, this is so happy and brotherly love, and then all of a sudden they go, and you are depressed for the next and you hate everybody. You're like, I can't believe this. It's a really good movie though. If you haven't seen it, obviously it doesn't want to be that sad. But if you really,
I'm not sad anyways. I don't need to be more sad.
Right.
So the postcredits.com, if you are looking for the Lord of the Rings watch-alongs these upcoming Thursdays. This is Good Friends Better Rivals channel, our sports channel. You can access it by goodfriendsbetterrivals.com. It's just easy and simple, and you don't have to remember a YouTube URL. We also have audio feeds for all the shows on both channels. You can find those by just basically searching LGRN on your audio platform. And Suge, thanks for this tonight. I think I just needed a rant session after the day I had.
I'm telling you, it's been one of those days. I appreciate it. Thank you, Adelia, for being here. Thank you for everybody that's been in the chat, hanging out. We really appreciate you. We still went.
One last thing. Good Friends Better Rivals will be this week after the Cowboys play on Thursday Night Football. There will be no Good Friends Better Rivals on Friday.
There you go. Appreciate everybody that was in the chat, hanging out, talking. We will be back next Tuesday. I believe it's next Tuesday. Yeah, if not Monday, but we will be back.
Monday or Tuesday next week we'll be here.
Yeah, we will be here talking Steelers, talking Broncos, and whatever else happens in the sports world. Come hang out with us. Make sure to like, make sure to comment, make sure to share. We really appreciate it. Everybody in the chat, thank you for just hanging out with us. Thank you
for putting up with my sleep-deprived rambling.
You guys have a great night. Be safe, and we will see you next week.